Okay, so there's like this thing that I notice a lot of women do. Most people do. A lot of people do. But I'm talking to the girls today. Where they will dive head first into some caca. Into some caca. And by caca, I mean like situations where you can tell it's not going to end well. It's not going to end well. And they'll do that in hopes or thinking that they'll come out on the other side as like a different person, as like a rebirthed person or a better person or something like that. A lot of girls are making super big and life-altering mistakes just to learn life lessons, whatever. I like to call it the Phoenix Complex, and it's effing dumb. So let's talk about it. We're told that like diving headfirst into like situations, bad situations, or like unknown situations is very good for learning life lessons. It's very good for character development and all that. And I disagree. In my philosophy book, it girls don't chase life lessons. It girls learn from others' mistakes. Like, that's the number one rule. For example, let's talk about the stereotype of the good girl getting with the bad boy, whatever. It's like we have situations of girls with very good reputations or whatever falling into traps and falling into situations and relationships or whatever that they shouldn't be in. All for the plot of it all, or like a self-fulfilling destiny or something. Like, the biggest question I have is like, why is there so many girls and women falling into the traps of life, the traps of life lessons? There's also like situations where I notice like self-proclaimed good girls would like do things or fall into bad situations because they're bored with life or whatever, and that's another weird, bizarre thing that happens. Other people might not hold this opinion, which is fine or whatever, but I feel like as a girl, as an it girl, as a girly girl, whatever, you should try to learn from other people's mistakes as much as possible rather than falling into bad situations or like falling into big mistakes that alter your own life. Most of the life lessons that I've learned or whatever in 20 something years or whatever has come from other people's cautionary tales. Like, yes, there are some life lessons that I learned myself, that I discovered myself from things that happen like accidentally, or things that just happen to happen. But most of the things, like the big things that I've learned, the big things that helped me avoid like making huge, just crazy mistakes, I've learned from like other people's advice or watching other people go through those situations. Whatever, like there's so many life lessons that I learned to avoid just by watching other people experience and going like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that to happen to me. Like, no. A lot of people like to listen to other people's life lessons or things that other people have been through and they like to judge or whatever, and that's it. They don't take the mistakes and try to avoid them. They don't take the successes and try to implement them or anything. They just judge and just leave it at that. Like, and then when the crazy thing happens to them, they get shocked. Like, why didn't you listen? Why didn't you listen to this person? Why didn't you listen when this person tried to tell you to be cautious of this? Or like, why weren't you listening? Like a lot of things would be solved in certain people's lives if they would just listen and absorb and implement. For example, I knew that I did not want kids outside of marriage or whatever at a really young age, really young, like preteen age. From the simple fact that I would observe people around me, and the people around me, most of the people around me had kids outside of marriage or whatever. Most people. I think most people I know, like from family to friends to family friends and all that. Really, there's a lesson to be learned through that because it's like, none of it is looking good. That's all I'll say. None of it is looking good. I learned early on that was not the route to take from watching other people. Like, I did not have to experience that myself. I did not have to go through and have kids out of marriage myself to know that was not the route to take, because I saw all these people around me who was going through all this crazy stuff because of the choices that they made. And it's like, no, I don't want that for myself. That's not going to happen. And I lived by it. And I live by it to this day. The sirens. The sirens. And a lot of people are all mouths. Like, I witness a lot of people see someone else make a mistake, make a big mistake, a big life-altering mistake, whatever. And they'll say, oh, that would never happen to me. Like, never happened to me, whatever. And then the next thing you know, they're following in those exact footsteps that that person that made a mistake did. Like,
so that was a f***ing lie.
like, what did you even say that for? What did you even say that for if you wasn't gonna? If you wasn't gonna be serious about it and take it as a cautionary tale and like implement it in your own life and learn what to avoid, learn what not to do, learn what to do, like just all mouth, just all talk. That's someone who I've never wanted to be. I never wanted to be the person that was all mouth, who would say never, that would never happen to me, never. And then it happened. Like, I feel like that's the worst feeling ever. One of the worst feelings ever is to say that something will never happen to you and then just allowing it to happen. Right? You really put up no barrier. You really put up no fight. Like, Jesus Christ. But then on the other side of the coin, I feel like you also have to be cautious of who you take advice from. Because a lot of people, especially like older women, whatever, will try to set you up for failure. Even subconsciously, they would do that. Like, they would give you some terrible advice. Just because their life didn't turn out the way they wanted, they would give you terrible advice and have you out here looking stupid. So yeah, you have to be very cautious of who you talk to. You have to be very cautious of who you take. You have to be very cautious of who you take advice from and who you listen to. Like, that's why it's way better. That's why it's way better to observe people, watch what they do, watch how they move, whatever, than to listen to words. Because a lot of people lie. Like, people lie. People are people, and they lie. People lie. Someone will get you caught out. This blush color is so pretty. Like, I mixed Love by Rare Beauty and I mixed Elf. What's this? Berry Well. Elf Berry Well and Love by Rare Beauty. And like, that's so cute. That color. I feel like to be an it girl, you have to be really good at observing, and you have to be really good at clocking things. Like, clocking the fake things, clocking the fake. Also, having older siblings is like super helpful too. Like, if you don't have older siblings, like, I feel kind of sorry for you, because it's like there's so many life lessons that I learned from having like older siblings, both brothers and sisters. Like, even down to like relationship wise, like, that's one of the big ones. Like, there are guys who I will touch with a 7-foot pole. There are guys who I would not give a chance, even if we were the last people on earth. Just from observing like the kind of guys that my sisters dealt with, or the kind of guys that my brothers are, like, it's like if you don't have siblings, if you don't have older siblings, like, I don't know. There are guys who I know before they even approach me that they're not it, just from seeing like the way they dress. And I know people say don't judge books by their covers, whatever, but that's like a falsity. That's a falsity. I disagree with the notion that you can't judge a book by its cover. Like, I feel like the cover tells a lot of the story, like, honestly. A lot of the times, like, not all of the times, but a lot of the times. Yeah, one of the main things that I want girls to do is to stop chasing life lessons and to just sit back and watch. Sit back and watch the choices that other people make. Sit back and listen to the advice that other people give. And learn from others' mistakes. Learn from others' mistakes. Life is literally like a game. Like, you sit back and you watch other people try to fit blocks into shapes that don't fit.
The game is broken, EA Sports. The game is broken.
And then you come in because you watch all these other people. You watch all these other people try to put these blocks into these shapes that don't fit. You could come in now and you know the right shape. You know the right block for the right shape. One important thing that I learned in life is that one little mistake, even if it's tiny, can make your life do a whole 180. Like, one small mistake. So imagine something huge. Imagine something big. Like, your life is doing a 180. It's doing a loop-de-loop. It's doing a swirly swirl. It's all over the place. It's like, no. Let me take these out really quickly. Okay, so this is the finished makeup look. She's giving Hollywood Vixen mixed with a little bit of Winter Wonderland Princess.
Wow! Beautiful!
With the natural hair, And with that being said, it girls don't chase life lessons. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Also, check out my TikTok.